Ever since anyone can remember, the British pub has been on a slow decline. The number of public houses per capita peaked in the late 19th century and has been falling ever since.
The Office for National Statistics said the number of pubs had fallen from 52,500 in 2001 to 38,815, with more than a quarter of Britain's pubs closing their doors for the final time.
I've come to London to talk to the Beer and Pub Association to see what they have to say about the decline of the traditional British pub.
I met with CEO Bridget Simmons, where one of the topics for debate was the comparisons between the North and the South.
I think you probably are seeing more pubs closing in different parts of the countries, and probably the north of England has been harder hit than the southeast. Let's go back to the smoking ban 15 years ago. At that stage, we lost thousands of pubs because people who smoked no longer went there, and it took a long time, or quite a while, for pubs to reinvent themselves. We then had the beer duty escalator, so we had a 42% increase in beer duty over 4 years until 2012. That closed 6,000 pubs. When the tax goes up, they have nowhere to go, and they just have to put up their prices, and then their footfall drops because people can no longer afford to go there, and that's probably more so in the north of England than it would be anywhere else.
The findings by the Office of National Statistics are shown that the south of England have had a 22% of pubs closed since 2001, while the north of England have had 26%. Whilst in London, I met up with a bar worker from Manchester who decided to move down to the capital in search for better job prospects.
Once university finished, I was still working behind the bar. Manchester at that time, it was starting to get a bit bigger. I fancied a bit of a change, so I ended up thinking about different places I could go, and London was pretty much central to all that, so I decided to take the risk and head down south. You've got some big businesses which have their headquarters down here, so progression-wise, most of the companies are second to none for their training and development. So getting into the industry down here was very easy, and to progress to a certain level and with the resources that they had on hand was very beneficial for me.
John Clark from Campaign for Real Ale believes pub companies are to blame for the decline.
But I think the south has its problems as well. I mean, part of the problem down there is a lot of these pubs are worth more as flat conversions than they are as pubs. CAMRA has successfully campaigned against a lot of this. But in the north, what's done it for a lot of people is a lot of the area's lack of money. And a lot of the inner city pubs, a lot of the pubs that have closed were owned by the pub companies. And that is, again, is part of a vicious spiral, and it's significant. I think most of the pubs that have shut that I can think of have been owned by the pub companies.
Though these facts are a hard truth to swallow, people still go to the pub in hope they'll never see lost orders.